Today's scary story is Abigail. Abigail came out in 1987, and the artwork is amazing. Probably not my favorite King Diamond artwork, but it is still very classic. It shows the mysterious horsemen that are a big part of the story, and they're riding in this very creepy carriage. When it comes to King Diamond, for the most part, it's almost always Abigail that's universally considered the best album of his, but it's usually either this or them. So the story to this one is a lot better. It's a lot more scary. It's almost like a horror movie plot. So it starts with the ending for some reason. Funeral is the first song. It's a little intro, and it's actually done very tastefully. There's a lot of great symphonic stuff that you could tell was written by King, and there's a lot of weird vocal lines in there. And during this part, the mysterious horsemen are burying Abigail. Then we have Arrival, which is a very, very good opening song. It's very mid-pace at first. It's very heavy. There's a lot of great riffs. And the intro to it's kind of drawn out for a while. There's a lot of really quick, Merciful Fate-like progression. A lot of great solo fills. And the verse is kind of long, but it's very cool. The lyrics in there are pretty cool, telling the story and what's going on. And the riffs in there are very heavy and all over the place. It's a very, very fast speed metal gallop. And the chorus kind of slows down a bit with some really heavy, dark riffs and some really good lyrics. In this part of the story, Miriam, Natius, and Jonathan LaFay find this old mansion and move in there. But there's these mysterious horsemen that warn them not to go near the place, that it's haunted and stuff. An amazing song, a really good opening. Mansion in the Darkness is pretty much about the same thing. They're moving into the house. It's very creepy and stuff. I think Arrival has to do with the horsemen, and then a Mansion in the Darkness, they finally reach the house. This one, however, in my opinion, is probably one of the best songs off the album. The riffs in there are very, very good. Right from the beginning, we have this really good melodic riff and some really, really good singing from King. It goes into a very melodic and very fast gallop. And then it goes to the chorus, which is very, very, very catchy and melodic. And probably one of King's most memorable choruses. It's very, very beautiful. And the screams in there, Mansion in the Dark, are really, really cool. And with this and Arrival, there's these amazing middle sections that are very, very crazy, like Merciful Fate. It's truly capturing the energy they had with those two albums. And in my opinion, this is the best album he's ever done. Now with the family ghost, they meet this count that used to live there, this very creepy ghost that warns them and tries to tell them this tale. And this one's very, very heavy, maybe one of the less memorables, but still really, really good. Has some really good riffs in there, and the vocal melodies in the verse are very, very cool and catchy. And the lyrics here are very good too. And I love the really creepy and haunting vocal melodies that King gives during the chorus. There's some really great lead guitar work in there, and there's some really cool haunting vocals that King does with vocal effects on them. And there's this one part towards the end of the song where it goes into a really crazy, chaotic groove. Probably my favorite part of the song, and it really gives that song the extra push to be really awesome. Then we have the 7th day of July, 1777. And unless you're an idiot, that means 1777. I don't know what's up with that. Wouldn't it have made more sense to say on the 6th day of June, 666 or something like that, like medieval times or something? I don't know. Yeah, it'd make for more of a creepy song, but I guess King was trying to get away from the satanic stories with Merciful Fate and trying to go for ghost stories. With this one's actually a very important one to the story because the Count, the ghost, was saying that back when they used to live in the house, he believed that his wife was cheating on him with some other person and then shoved her down the stairs with her baby or whatever. And the baby was stillborn or something like that. So he buried her, but then kept the stillborn wrapped in like pretty much mummified it for some reason, and that warned that the child would become reincarnated, and our protagonist Jonathan's wife Miriam, who is also pregnant. It's kind of like what's that movie called? Something's Baby. You guys know what I'm talking about? It's that old movie where her child, her baby inside of her is going to be like the devil or something like that. And it's pretty much the ghost of Abigail is going to take over it. He's just like, yeah, fuck that, I don't believe it. This song's very good. It has a really haunting acoustic intro. Then it goes into some really crazy lead guitar work and some really heavy riffs. This one has some really good haunting vocal melodies. It's more mid-tempo, but it has some still really great melodies. This song relies a lot more on its melodies than its riffs, because most of the song is kind of this very heavy gallop. I really love the middle section too, and King does these really great catchy parts with some awesome grooving riffs in the middle. There's some really great progression towards the end of it, and there's some incredible guitar solos from both Michael and Andy. Then we have Omens. The main character, Jonathan, was like, I don't believe that shit. My baby's not going to be some sort of Satan thing. And then there's a bunch of bad omens going on through the house that the Count warned about. Now he's starting to realize what he has to do. He has to somehow stop the baby from being born. This is one of my favorite songs of the album. It's very heavy. It's very progressive. There's some amazing catchy riffs in there. And there's some really haunting melodies and some incredible guitar solos. And I love the chorus where he says, "Deadly Omens!" And a lot of the song relies on this very speedy, thrashy, grooving riff that's very awesome and akin to stuff like Desecration of Souls from Merciful Fate. And the chorus riff leading up to the part I told you liked about where he says, "The Deadly Omens!" There's some really great haunting keyboards and guitar work in there. And then the next song, The Possession, Jonathan confronts Miriam about giving birth to Abigail, and through Abigail telling Miriam what to say, admits to it that Abigail's spirit is inside of her. So he has no clue what to do, so one day he convinces her to look down the stairs, or they're going downstairs to find something. He tries to shove her down the stairs, but he gets distracted and she shoves his dumb ass down the stairs. This is also one of my favorite songs. There's some incredibly fucking creepy and badass riffs to this one. There's also a couple little funny parts that King Diamond sings with just some really bizarre vocal melodies. The middle section is very, very cool because it has this really odd time signature to it, while the guitar players, of course, do incredible solos sort of following that really odd time signature. And I love the middle part where they throw the melodic guitar in there, like the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, and they start following that in this really cool jazzy sort of thing. This whole song is probably one of the best middle sections off the album. It's all over the place and has some really damn good riffs in there. Then after Jonathan dies in the song Abigail, Miriam gives birth to Abigail, and her last sight before she dies giving birth to her is her yellow eyes. And the possessed demon spirit Abigail, which they never explain how or what Abigail's going to do. I think maybe in one of the later stories that has to do with this. I think it's supposed to sort of be like the Omen, from what I can guess. But yeah, she's finally born, and she's ready to kick some ass, I guess. This song is very, very cool. It's another one of the classic songs from this album. It's a little cheesy with the vocal melodies where he keeps saying Abigail, da 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 da, Abigail. But his screams in there are very cool, and the riffs in there are absolutely classic. There's some really awesome middle section riffs, and this is probably one of the most famous King Diamond songs. This is a very good fan favorite, very catchy, very easy to get into. Then we have Black Horseman, which is like the epic from the album. Most of the song has to do with melodic bits, but it eventually gets really, really heavy. And in the conclusion of the story, the Horsemen enter the house knowing that the family died, and they find Abigail eating her dead corpse from her past life. They then grab her and then shove fucking stakes into the baby. That's right, these guys are hardcore. And then bury her in the ground. One of the best songs off the album. It's very, very melodic and haunting, and it sounds like it has a really good conclusion sound to it. It's kind of in a major key, so it's haunting in some of the heavier parts when it gets a little heavier and stuff. But most of it, they had that really cool melody that's pretty happy sounding. There's some really cool heavy grooves in there too. Then we have this bonus track called Shrine, which I don't know why they left off the album, because it sounds just as good as any other song here. I have no clue what this has to do with the story. Maybe it's like a filler part of the story, which is why they got rid of it. But it has some really great heavy grooving riffs and would have fit perfectly on here. King sings really good in this song, and there's some amazing lead guitar parts towards the middle of the song, and the chorus is very good as well. Once again, this is King Diamond's crowning achievement, in my opinion. If you want to get into Merciful Fate or King Diamond or anything, this is like the middle point between the two. Before King Diamond, even when he returned to Merciful Fate later on, got way too fucking cheesy. This is easily the middle ground if you like Iron Maiden or fucking Judas Priest or any of that shit. Abigail is where it's at. It's an amazing concept album, one of my favorite concept albums of all time. The story's great. The singing's great, the performances are great, the production's pretty damn good. Everything about it just breathes amazing, so this one is a perfect album.